Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do some more vintage throwback, really cute farmhouse country signs using images from back when days were simpler and easier and everything was just so much cuter. Stay tuned. For project number one, I'm going to be using the sign I got from the Dollar General, but Dollar Tree has box signs just like this. I'm using some Waverly in Elephant and Truffle, some Mod Podge, and some Valspar in white. I printed off this cute little moon pie sign off of Google Images, and I'm using this little wooden ornament and a wood, I don't know what you call it. It looks like a chunk of wood. So you're going to start by removing the hanger from the back. With a flathead screwdriver, it comes off real simple. You don't even have to undo the screws. And then peel off any stickers that are on it. I'm going to start by spackling those holes. And I'm just using a little bit of spackle and filling in those holes where the hanger was. That way you won't be able to see any holes on our cute little sign. And then I'm going to take some scissors, and this was just a wooden ornament. I know Dollar Tree does have like wooden like circles now, which is amazing. But I think I had gotten this like a while back, probably over the Christmas holidays. So I had to cut off the top part, and then I just sanded this to make this a uniform circle. Using that Valspar in white, I am going to paint the inside, I'm going to paint the sides, and I'm going to paint the front. I am not going to paint the outer sides just because I think the sign is super cute on the other side, and I want to be able to use that also when I, change things around and rearrange and all that good decorating stuff that we all do. So I didn't want the sides to have white paint. I was afraid I would end up getting it on the front. But like I said, Dollar Tree sells these box signs, and you can paint this any way you want to. I'm just explaining why I didn't paint the sides. I'm also going to give that little wooden round disc now, it used to be an ornament, a good coat of white paint also, with the same Valspar paint that I used on the box. Then I'm going to come in with the elephant, and I'm going to kind of dry brush. I got a little heavy handed, but around the front and on the inside and on the inside sides. Then I'm going to come back in with truffle, and I'm just going to highlight around the outside edge and the inside edge. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I think adding truffle really gives it kind of a distressed look and a wood look, and I just absolutely love that truffle paint. It just gives it highlights, I guess. It highlights areas that you really want to stand out, and I think it makes it a finished piece. Whenever I want to find a throwback picture or image or sign, I always just type in Google what I'm looking for and then hit the image button. And it brings up just a whole bunch of images that you can use. I found this little bitty moon pie image, and I thought that was so cute. And I don't mind that it's a square image going on a circle wood piece because I like how the white highlights around this. And it really like makes it pop, where I think if I would have made this whole image and put it on the circle, because it's a deeper, like darker image, I think it would have just blended in with the sign. So I like how the white accents the little moon pie image, which is why I did it that way. And then I'm just taking scissors and cutting off the corners that hung over the circle sign. And I'll take some sandpaper and sand around those edges also, kind of roughing them up and making them look like it's just one cohesive piece. Now using that wooden block, I am going to hot glue that to the center of the shadow box, and then I'm going to hot glue the moon pie sign on top of that wooden block. I know Dollar Tree sells these little blocks that you can get. They also sell the shadow box signs that already have that circle piece in, and you could use one of those too for this project and just remove that circular insert, paint your box the way you want, and then put your vintage sign on top of the insert that is already there. I didn't have one of those boxes, so I had to create one, which is why I'm using these different pieces. But you know, once you can go shopping again, grab one of those boxes. You would have one cohesive piece already, and you wouldn't have to use all these other different pieces that I've shown you, and that'll work too. Stores in our area are opening again. We are allowed to go shopping as long as we're careful, so I am allowed to go back to Dollar Tree. And there's the sign. So stinking cute. And it looks adorable on a 3-tiered shelf or tray. And I'm just in love with Vintage Farmhouse right now. So you might be seeing a few more of these videos. For the next project, I'm going to be using this box sign again that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm using these little glass jars. They're 2 different sizes. One's longer than the other. The longer ones come in a pack of 7, smaller ones come in a pack of 6. And of course, I went to Google Images and I Googled old coffee cans. And you're going to do this the same way you did the other sign. You're going to take the hardware off, use some spackle, fill in those holes, and paint the whole sign white. Now, for this sign, since I was not using the other side of it as a decor piece, I am painting the whole sign. Everything except for the back. That way it all just blended in and matched. And that way I could distress the sides also. I'm coming back in the same way I did the first one with the Waverly elephant and just highlighting certain areas. I was a little heavy-handed, as you can see, in the center of this, so I did have to come back in with white. So on this one, the outsides were kind of dry brushed, but the inside was more of a light gray because I messed up and had too much paint on my brush. So you just paint it any way you want. This is just a suggestion, and take it and run with it and make it your own. Now I'm going to cut out each individual label. This image that I found, it was 12 labels, and they were all vintage coffee cans, which I thought was so cute. And it was all one piece, so that made it even easier because all I had to do was print out one image and then cut all the individual labels out of that one image. So that was pretty cool. The moment I saw these little glass jars, I fell in love with them. I'm a sucker for little jars with corks in them, and I absolutely love these little jars that Dollar Tree sells. And I've been wanting to do a project and couldn't think of anything, and finally I was like, I'm in this vintage throwback label, just vintage decor look. How cute would it be to put little old coffee can labels on these jars? And for the taller ones, it was perfect. I used Mod Podge, and all I had to do was attach them to the glass. Now the smaller ones, the label was a little too big, and I did have to trim off some of the top and some of the bottom, which I really didn't mind because I was able to keep the top where it had like Maxwell House or whatever brand of coffee it was, and the bottom had coffee where it said the word coffee on it. I was able to keep that intact. So really I was just kind of cutting off the top of the can and the bottom of the can on the label, which was fine. I didn't mind that at all. I was so glad that I was able to just print out one image and be able to use all 12 of them. And these little coffee cans are so adorable. And this is so cute on these glass jars. So I'll be back in a few minutes to show you what we do next. So now it's time to take your glass jars and put them in your shadow box. At first I was going to do 2 rows of 6, but I didn't like the straight lines, so I decided to raise the big ones up and bring the little ones down, so they're kind of zigzagged. And I liked that a lot better, and that's what I decided to do. You do this any way you want. If you like the straight lines, go for it. If you just want them sporadic in this box, you can do that too. But I liked having one up top and one down below and so on and so forth. So that's how I decided to do mine. I did not have any A6000, but when I was at Dollar General, I found this Loctite glue, and it says that it dries quickly, so I thought I would try it out. I knew hot glue wasn't going to work on the glass, and like I said, I didn't have E6000, so this is my first time using this Loctite. And I just used a little toothpick and I put some on the back of the jars and secured them to the shadow box. And it was amazing. I actually For glass projects, like this Loctite way better than E6000 just because it dries so quick and I didn't have to worry about these moving. And within probably 30 minutes, I could flip the shadow box over and they weren't going anywhere. So like I said, I used a toothpick and put some of that Loctite glue on the back of the glass and secured it to the shadow box. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. The sun was just not my friend in this video, and I'm sorry for all the shadows, but I only had a certain time of day that I was able to film, and I just had to go for it. So this video is a little darker than normal, and I had every light in the room. I had my ring light on, and it didn't matter. It wasn't lighting up, and I was still getting shadows from my window. So that was a little depressing, but you guys can see still what I'm doing. I just wanted to apologize for the poor lighting. And there is that one. Little vintage glass coffee cans. And it's so cute, so different, so unique. Nobody else will have one of these. And I absolutely love this little shadow box on my 3-tiered stand also. And I think I just might turn the stand into a little vintage stand because I'm loving these little vintage decor items. I hope you did too. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot. And ring that bell for future notifications. I hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I love y'all and I'll see you again soon. Bye y'all.